Hi guys, this is me from Me and Jam, and today I am doing a review of Little Nightmares. So let's get right into it. First, the story. You play as a little girl named Six, who is trapped in an industry-looking building called the Moor with several other little children, and your job is to escape from a horrendous nightmare of monsters, disturbing visuals, and creatures that you have no idea what they're going to do or what they have planned for you. It's basically a puzzle platformer where you figure out certain puzzles to get past certain objects and to progress into the game. That's pretty much it. It's like a very Limbo-esque type of game like that, but that's pretty much all the gameplay consists of: puzzles and getting past certain obstacles and monsters before they obviously attack you. It's a really good way in how it's done. I mean, I like the way that it doesn't really tell you what you have to do. It's more that you have to figure it out yourself, and if you are struggling a bit, the game will kind of blend out hints to you, but never too much that you couldn't figure it out yourself, sort of thing, if you get what I'm trying to say. Next, the monsters. I have to say, I really love the character designs of the monsters in this game. I mean, there's only like, what, 3 or 4 in particular in the game that I think are really good, and they consist of a chef, a small lanky armed man who can't see you, fat obese humans that want to eat you and are indulging in lots of food, and a very strange geisha woman who technically is the final boss of the game. I think they're really cool. I love their designs of them. I mean, it's a weird way. I mean, like, the way I look at the designs of them, I look at it as a very vintage, like they got this sort of vintage style to them. If you look at like the animations and also their textures, it actually looks like it's trying to fit into like a vintage sort of style. And in fact, a lot of the game looks like that. I mean, like the walls, like when you get to the toy room and all that, you see like these very old looking wallpapers and very old furnishings. I see it as like a very Victorian era sort of style. I know it sounds a bit weird, but it looks that to me, and I really liked it. I mean, it gave me this sort of really uncomfortable feel to it. I mean, I don't know why, vintage stuff kind of gives me a very uncomfortable olden day feeling to it, and that's what I think also a bit kind of got me a bit weary about this game. Not weary as in I didn't want to play it, more that it made me feel a bit uncomfortable in the atmosphere, which I think looked really good. It really set the mood for me, and I liked it. And I also like it that the game's very dark, and you've got like this little what do you call it now, like lighter. You've basically got a lighter, and that only lights a bit of the way, which is a bit annoying in a way, because I like to see more of like the world being lit up, so I can see a bit more of what, you know, more of the atmosphere, more of the aesthetics and all that I prefer to have actually seen. But I know what they're going for, and I like that sort of way. And back to the villains, I really do like them. I think they're great. My favourite of all of them has to be the chef, and he was the one that was mostly shown in like trailers and stuff like that, and I actually liked it. And when I played the demo of this game at EGX, I honestly thought it was really good, and I was glad that they showed off the chef bit, because even that, when you look at the like the cookery room and, you know, the cafe and the basically, what do you call it now, basically the cooking room, it actually looks very disgusting. It looks so hideous. It makes you feel like the meat there is rotting and hasn't been cleaned, or has been there for like a very long time. And also the chef makes you feel really sickly, because he's like this bloated up, obese looking creature with a dirty apron, and he starts coughing and like flaming up whilst he's cooking his food. It makes you feel, it's so awful that way. But I love it. I love how they did that, and it gives you that sort of sense that you want ultimate, you don't want to eat here, and you're wondering who is eating here, who's actually like gonna eat this food. And then obviously you see these fat people later in the game, and you obviously know they're the ones gonna eat this food. I kind of went off a little tangent there. But next thing I want to say, which is one of the cons I actually thought was a bit of a problem in this game, is the camera work. I know that sometimes it would like not follow the character that well. I mean, like there's a certain bit when you're underneath the floorboards, and there was like a bit at the back that you wanted to go and look at, and the camera would literally just stay back from you. And I think I know that's probably what they were trying to go for, but it didn't work that well because I couldn't tell if there was something there that I needed to get, or it was just a dead end, or there was a secret little compartment that I was supposed to go through to continue on with the game, which annoyed me because I really thought it could have at least did a bit better on that bit. And it wasn't just there. I mean, there were several areas they did that, like even parts that you were trying to go to. I think the draw distance between the camera and the player, I mean, like when you're trying to balance on particular things, it was kind of hard because I would fall off because I wasn't too sure on why the camera was looking, and I can tell if I was still on like these particular planks of wood or pipes or whatever, and I kept dying for stupid reasons like that. Another thing that I think was okay, I can't really say it was a pet peeve because it wasn't that bad. I thought the controls just seemed a bit odd, like how they were mapped, but after a while you kind of get used to them and they're not too bad, to be honest with you. I think it was just it took me a while just to get used to, which was a bit of a pain, but then again it was trying to be something different, so I can live with that, and I think it was alright, to be honest with you. But there is one gripe I will definitely say, and this really got me about this game, but it didn't still drop this game too far in my list. It's the playtime. I honestly think it takes about an hour and a half to win. And I'm not even joking, I would say an hour and a half to win. I mean, like, I bought it on the launch day, the 28th of April, and I won it in like 2 days. Seriously, I won it in like 2 days, and I thought I wasn't even going to be finished by then, but it was just over so quickly. I was like, that seems like a bit of a waste of money. I paid 30 quid for this game because I got the 6th edition, which again you come with a figurine, you get a comic, you get stickers, you get a soundtrack, you get the game, which I think is actually pretty good for 30 quid. And the game on its own is about £16, which again isn't too bad, but I would have expected a bit more for game time. And you might be wondering, like, okay, it took you 2 days to win it. I guess it couldn't have been that long there. I mean, it couldn't have been that short if it took me 2 days. Well, basically, I only paid about, an hour and a half each day, or maybe even less than that, because I was busy for these days. And then when it came to Sunday, I won it, and I was like, that seems so, like, short. And bear in mind that I did die a few times in the game, so that would have taken a bit longer in there. So I think it could have even been a bit more shorter. So I think the length of the game was way too short. There's only 5 chapters in the game, and some of them are quite quick. I mean, like I beat like 2 in like less than an hour, and I felt it's a bit short on that sort of point, and I really wasn't happy about that. But overall, it didn't stop the game from being good. I mean, I really liked this game, and I'm going to say it straight up, I like this game. It was something that I was really looking forward for ever since EGX 2016. And I thought the ideas of it, I mean, what they had in mind were great. The story was a bit over around things, like I couldn't tell like really what was going on in half parts because no one spoke. I mean, I guess that was a part of it for you to figure it out, which is true, and I think that's really good that they do stuff like that. But they could have dropped a bit more hint of why 6 was there and why this was all going on, because I didn't get any of that. Maybe I missed something, but all I could assume was that they were kidnapped and she was getting like going to get ready to get eaten and stuff like that, because of certain bits in the game that show you something like that could happen. But I don't think they explain certain little bits, which I won't ruin, though then again I think I ruined a bit of it already. You think why is she doing this? Why is that happening to her? And I don't think you ever get an answer to that, which is a bit of a shame, because I think if they answered them sort of questions, I think the game would have been even better. But it wasn't like, again, it wasn't anything that ruined the game for me. It was just stuff that I wish could have been a bit more explained, that's all. But the atmosphere in the game was on par. It was on right where I wanted it to be. It was dark, eerie, claustrophobic on some parts, scary to get, like, obviously the name Little Nightmares, and to also make you feel a bit of these, like, childhood fears that you've got in your life, like back in the day. And I feel like they really did capture that. I mean, some of these fears I actually did have as a kid. Not fully, but some of them I did. Like the creepy lanky arm creature remind me of something back in my childhood that I was scared of. But it was really well created, and I like how they did it. I think the bit that really got me though was the chef bit. That scared me a lot. And a lot of the different areas, this is another thing I forgot to explain. The areas change like very fluently. I mean, like, you will see like one point you're in like a prison or something, and then strangely you'll be in like the chef room, and then there's also like a toy room. It will just transition really well, and I liked how they did that. I think it was nice because it didn't feel like, oh, you've just gone here, now you're going to this spot, you're going to here, you're going to go to this spot next. You know, it was just like, you didn't actually expect it to flow to something different. You think like, oh, you're in this like prison room, and then for some reason you've gone into like this toy room. It's like, that was really weird, because the lighting, and also how it like transitions from pipes to like little toys popping up and then going into a full toy room. I liked it. I think it was really cool, and I liked how it wasn't like completely like sharp and gone like that. It was like, oh, okay, you're in a pipe room, oh wait, now you're in this toy room. No, it was like seamlessly blended in together, and I loved how it happened with that. And then there's this bit like closer to the end. It's like you're in this like restaurant bit, and it's like in a very Japanese sort of style place. And I'm not gonna lie, I think they they took references from Spirited Away on one bit, which I'm not gonna ruin. But there's a part that reminded me of Spirited Away, and it was really like, I don't know why, it made me really happy. I was like, wow, it's like Spirited Away, and I feel like I'm playing like a mini Spirited Away simulator here. It was really cool. I liked it. And I thought it was really cool, like how it was all like made together. Like, it felt like they did take references of it, not like the whole part of Spirited Away or anything like that. They kind of like took one scene that I liked from Spirited Away and put it into the game, which was kind of funny, because I wouldn't have expected that from Little Nightmares, but they did it. So, overall, I think, I was going to say Spirited Away then. I think Little Nightmares is a really good game. It's worth checking out. For £16, I think it's a bit high for what you're going to get for this game. I would have said at least a tenner for this game, but then again, they need to make a profit for this game. But it's a really fun game. I liked it. I think the team that made this did a really good job. For an independent company, it's really good, and I honestly really liked it. And that they're making a comic book series of this too, that they're bringing out, I think that's brilliant too. I mean, obviously they got plans for this game, and they ain't just keeping it like short, so they're gonna make it into like a little series of things, which is nice. And you know, maybe we'll answer a bit more of my questions by then. Who knows? But we'll see. I will check out the comics after they come out, which should be this month, so I'm gonna give them a go. As I said, like, I do think playtime was a bit small, so I wasn't too pleased about that. Controls worked fine, just take a bit of time to get used to. The atmosphere was incredible, I loved it. The music in the game is lovely. I think it really sets the mood for what's going on in the game, and it's never off key. It feels like everything's blended in right. Like, in the certain areas you've definitely got the right amount of atmosphere and music to go with that sort of thing that's going on there. And the only other problem I had was the camera, which I think could have been way better. So overall, I give this game a 7.5 out of 10. It's a great game. I say check it out if you can. and I think you would have a really fun time. As I said, I wouldn't say spend 16 quid for it. I would say wait until it goes down a little and then give it a go. Or if it's on, like, I don't know, Steam or PSN or Xbox One store, if it's on any of them stores on like on a deal, go and get it. I would say definitely check it out and have a nice time playing this really enjoyable little indie horror game. Anyway, this is me from Me and Chum, signing out. Have a nice day, guys, and take care.